What's going on, guys? Boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today this video is the second part of my session during Encore's grand opening day. Wanted to split this up into two parts because we get into a really interesting spot, and unfortunately I just finished editing the video and someone was a real asshole and deleted the video of the one big hand that I needed. So unfortunately, it's just gonna be graphics for that one big hand. Literally, it was so bad. I accidentally deleted the video and the thumbnail I was gonna use. So we're gonna figure something out. But unfortunately, no table footage during the big hand because yeah, I'm just a rookie. Rookie move, really bad. But hopefully you still enjoy it. It was an interesting spot. I'm not really gonna say any more about it, but we got some hands to go over. There's a ton of more videos to come moving forward because I have a ton just backlogged and ready to upload for you guys. So gonna be going through some hands rapid fire, and moving forward we're gonna go through a bunch of videos rapid fire as well. So hopefully you enjoy, and let's get into it. So continuing on from last video, the next hand that we have pocket nines under the gun. I open up to $15 and we get three callers: the hijack, button, and big blind call. So we are going four ways to a flop of Queen 8-9 Rainbow. Middle set, pretty connected board, and it's time for me to definitely bet when it checks to me, and trying to get value, trying to get draws from people with gutter balls and stuff like that. So I bet $35. We get two callers from the hijack and the big blind. So pot's building up, which is very ideal. Looking for a pretty safe and dry turn to barrel on again. Turn is the 10 of clubs. Horrible card. Adds a backdoor flush draw, and also there's 4 to a straight out there, so one of those cards that I just really did not want to see. Big blind checks. No reason for me to bet here with my set, so I check, and the hijack checks as well. So still three ways to a river card, the ace of hearts. Big blind leads for $65. It's pretty small compared to the size of the pot, which is ballooned to around 170, 180-ish. And honestly, I know I'm beat here so many times, like almost 9 times out of 10 I'm beat here, and he has it. But with a set and given the right price, I just wanted to see it. So I call, and the hijack folds. He shows king jack and hits the nut straight, actually. So nice play on him somehow. He has Broadway. He got there with his gutter ball, and I don't know, for some reason I was just super unhappy about it, even though that's poker for you. But it is what it is. Hand following that, I have pocket jacks, under the gun +2. Under the gun +1 opens up to $20 on my direct right. I decide to 3-bet to $30, and the button, who is a fairly large stack, he calls. Actions onto under the gun +1 player, and this is where things get weird, things get interesting. He 4-bets all in, which is about 400 to 500 total. I cover him, and I'm just put in a really weird spot because I shouldn't have 3-bet to begin with. I think a $20 open at a 1-3 game, especially how this table has been going, signifies that he was pretty strong. So me 3-betting this wasn't the best idea. Probably should have been a little bit more situationally aware, but given this spot here, I'm just gonna have to fold this against his 4-bet jam, and the button just snap calls the $500, however much it was. I don't really remember, but it was close to 500, and he calls that. So they're going heads up to the turn, to a run on the mean, and he shows over pocket kings. On the gun +1 player's pocket kings, and the button player has ace king. So we're going to the run out when the flop comes. Ace jack 3. Holy shite, I really screwed that one up. I definitely could have made so much money. Turn rivers are 8 and 7, and ace king takes it down. Unfortunately for pocket kings, they're getting 3 outed, but oh my goodness, if I just flat pre, I think I double up there against ace king. So that's unfortunate, and we get away from that one, unfortunately. I think my 3-betting in early position with jacks is pretty, I guess, exploitive. I think I can do that in better spots, and definitely against I guess, weaker opens. Following that hand, we're playing six-handed. Our table, it gets pretty short. It's having a tough time with filling up the table. So we are in the cutoff with ace jack of hearts. Folds to me. I opened up to $15 and the small blind, big blind call. So let's go three ways to a flop of king 10 7, two hearts. So we have the gutter ball to the straight flush, which would be pretty cool if we hit. So action checks to me. I have a ton of equity on this, so I bet $35 and both players call. When they both call, it's pretty concerning. They definitely have something, and I'm going to have to improve on the turn. I don't think I can barrel and bluff off two people. Turn is the two of hearts, so we get there instantly with the nuts, which is beautiful. And action once again checks to me. I decided to bet $50, super extremely tiny, trying to get everyone's range in. I think I could do this with a king maybe. Sometimes I could rep a king, but trying to get everyone's range in there and get two callers, because I'm sitting with the nuts and there's really not a whole lot that my hand really can't turn into the second nuts ever unless the board pairs. So I'm trying to get everyone's range in, and I bet 50. Only the big blind, who has a pretty big stack, calls. River is the six of hearts, so he checks once again, and I don't really know what to do here. Not really the run I was looking for, but I think I can still get value from worse flushes, and I'm going to bet on the medium side. I should have sized up a whole lot bigger. I bet 125. He snap calls. He said he has the queen of hearts. I show, and I'm good. So I'm really upset with myself. I played this horrendously with my sizing. I think I'm in hour maybe 5 or 6, and I'm not playing too well anymore. Honestly, looking back on it, my sizing issues are pretty significant, because I think I can get at least 200, 250 more, or just to make a bet of 250. So I lost a lot of value, and that is unfortunate. Next hand, we have ace jack of hearts once again on the button. An early position player, we're full ring down 9-handed, so early position raises to $12. Player to his direct left 3-bets to 35, and the player to his left calls. So I think, well, I'm just going to have to call him this spot. In position, pretty good playable cards, ace jack suited, and the pre-flop raiser calls as well. So we're going to go 4 ways to a 3-bet pot of 4, 5, 6, 2 hearts out there. So pretty good board for us, honestly. Nut flush draw with 2 overs. Checks to the player who 3-bet, and he's fairly short. He jams for 140, which is basically a pot-sized bet. Folds to me, and I call because I'm given a great price. I have 2 overs if I'm against like pocket 7s and 8s and 10s, around that range, and still I have the nut flush draw, so I've definitely got a ton of outs in here. So he jams and I call. I'm the only caller. Everyone else folds. He shows pocket 7s, so pretty good board for him. He's got open-ended and the overpair. Turn is a deuce. The river is the 8 of clubs, so we unfortunately brick out on all of our draws there, unfortunately. Jeez, that was so weird. Breaking on all our draws, couldn't find any of the outs that we needed, and we double him up there. So I think I was getting a great price. I looked this up on my app, my odds app, and it's about a 50-50 equity split. So getting 2-1 on a call is totally okay with me. So just didn't hit my outs in that spot. In this hand, we switch tables because I see that there's one kind of crazy / maniac person with a big stack in this table. So I'm trying to play big pots. I'm sitting with about 1,000 in my stack now at this point, and I have pocket 10s under the gun. I open up to $15. The player to my left calls, and another middle position player calls as well. Back to the crazy guy that I'm trying to target. He's in the big blind here, and 3-bets to $65. And given here, I'm next to act. I'm trying to ISO. I really widen up my 4-bet range against specific opponents and play more exploitatively. So I 4-bet to 190. He's also pretty deep. I think he's got me covered, or we're about the same stack. He's got like 1,200. I have 1,000. Doesn't matter. And the player to my left actually ends up jamming for 222 total. So not big enough for me to repop. So it's basically a call, and folds all the way back to the big blind player who calls, and I have to call for about $30 more. So we're going three ways to a huge pot. There's already 660 in the middle, and there's one all in, and we're going to go three ways. Flop comes 863 rainbow. Big blind, first to act, open jams. Open jams a total of $775, and we go well into the tank with our overpair. I think about it for a while. The video that you see with my hand on top of the screen covering everything, I apologize for that, but I was just so in my own head, and it was a huge spot for me. Honestly, I don't have a whole lot of information on this player, so I try to get it out of him. You could, I think, maybe the audio picked it up, I'm not sure, hear me asking if he wants me to call. He says he wants me to call. He says yes. I ask if he'll show if I fold. Really stupid question, because obviously he's going to have to show anyways at showdown. And he says, of course he'll show. Honestly, I think about it. I only have a bluff catcher. I have 10s, and I only beat 9s. So really, how many combinations of 9s could he possibly have? And would he jam $700 in there that confidently with? Not a whole lot. So really only have a bluff catcher, and I was just trying to dig for any reason to call because, look, I want to make this call. I've been playing for a while, first day of Encore Grand Opening, and for some reason just felt like gambling. And this is a fold all the time, but obviously I wouldn't be talking about this hand if I folded, right? So I toss in the call for my whole stack, bloating this pot up to around $2,400 in the middle with my overpair and basically my bluff catcher. He shows over pocket queens. The runout is something. You might see it on the video. I'm not really sure, because once he shows over queens and I don't hit my outs, then well, that's game over for me. So my 10s were no good. He picks it up. He shows his queens. The player who jammed for the main pot mucks as well. And he takes down a huge pot that I just kind of punted off here. So I guess in terms of after the hand analysis and having a day or two to sit and think about it and talking to people about the hand, my analysis is pretty right. It was a huge punt on my part. It was simply pocket 10s is simply just a bluff catcher, and honestly, you could say that my 4-betting range is crazy if I'm 4-betting with 10s, but against specific opponents, I think I can ISO this a lot of the time, apply max pressure on his range and just having him fold out some hands. But unfortunately, I ran into the top of his range here and lost a really big one. I'm okay with my 4-betting range, like I said, against specific people, so I'm okay with 4-betting 190, but it's definitely a spot where I get away on the flop. Just punted $1,000 basically $1,000 in there, and we're moving on because that was just a huge blow. So that's unfortunate. Things like that's going to happen. Once again, I'm new to the game to a certain degree, but I should have had a whole lot more discipline, and that's just on me. So that's how I feel about it. It's a huge mistake. It's something I really don't ever run into a whole lot, but sometimes I just lost my mind, black out, toss a call, and lose a shit ton of money. So that's all I have to say about that hand. It's really unfortunate, but good hand by him. He got me there. Next hand after that, I have 8-7 of diamonds in the big blind. There's 4 limps to me. I raised up to $25. I have only about $300-400 in my stack now because that's the max buy-in. And the middle position player and button call. Button is the same player who stacked me in that big hand. So 3 ways out of position, 8-7 of diamonds. Flop comes ace, king, 7, 2 spades. I'm first to act. I lead out for $45, and they both quickly fold. I'm just kind of tilted. Got my tilt goggles on, and I'm opening up my range a ton and just trying to apply max pressure and honestly probably punting. After that hand, I have king 10 of clubs. I actually have no idea what position I'm in. I think I'm in late position. I'm in the cutoff. I couldn't find it in my notes, but I'm in the cutoff, king 10 of clubs. An early position player raises the $10. Middle position player to his direct left calls, and actions on to me. I could absolutely flat this spot, but like I said, man, got the tilt goggles on. Got to make it all back somehow, right? So it's 3 bets of $40. And they both end up calling. Little did I know that they both had super small stacks, so I'm really not going to do a whole lot besides hitting a queen or besides hitting a king, and I'll start to barrel and get stacks in. But like I said, they only have like very little behind. So we go 3 ways to a flop of queen 8-4, 2 diamonds out there. Early position player, who is a pre-flop raiser, he jams his whole stack. He leads out and jams $70. Player to the next to act ends up calling for less. He had about like $45, $50 too. And I'm gonna fold this spot obviously with king 10. The runout is a 10 and a 9. Early position player shows queen jack offsuit. Middle position player shows 8-6 of diamonds, and queen jack takes it down. That's the range that I'm getting called by with my 3 bets, so I'm okay with it. I'm ahead, but that's just the range that people are playing with, I guess, here.
This is not the outro that I wanted to have, but it's the outro that we're getting. After that 10s hand, I just super tilted, as you can tell from the hand that I was playing, just card dead, and I was in the game for 1200, out for I think like 4 or something. I don't even know yet. I still have the chips in my pocket because the line for the cashier is so long. I'll cash it in later, next time I come back, but not the start I wanted. Well, it was the start I wanted, and then I ran, and I kind of just punted off on that 10s hand, and that was really it. That's how I would define the whole session, and my first time there is pocket 10s versus queens, getting into my car. All around though, casino's great. I don't really take losses very well, honestly. Looking back into all the losses I've ever had, I don't take them well, and it is what it is. So not the best start, like I said. Oh my god. Oh shit, I can't even turn this on. Alright, here we go. Yeah, but just wanted to be open, genuine, honest with you guys. I hate my life for punting off that money, but it is what it is. Hopefully you enjoyed the 2 videos that I'm going to post. And, hey, I make for some interesting and entertaining hands, I guess. So hopefully you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. I will say this, just so that this outro isn't the most depressing thing ever, as I am stuck here in the parking lot trying to get out. But, yeah, no, the casino is absolutely gorgeous. Crap, maybe I should put my seatbelt on, whatever. Seatbelt is, the casino is absolutely gorgeous, so if you're from around the area, you haven't gone yet, you should just definitely check it out. Poker room is amazing. The action is pretty good, even though the game's pretty small. And secondly, to all the people that I've met and that came up to me just today at Encore is absolutely incredible. All the subscribers, people who've seen my videos, who just say, hey, what's up, just check in. Like, I think that's crazy, the fact that you guys watch my videos, you guys recognize me, you guys come up to me. It's amazing, and thank you guys so much for just, I don't know, kind of creating like, kind of not like a little community, but on my side of things, it seems like a little community where people watch my vlogs, like my video, and I definitely provide you guys with entertainment. I'm not the best player in the world, and I'm in year 1 of poker, but I know I provide you guys with some goddamn entertaining hands and content. So thank you guys for just liking the channel, the videos, and supporting the content. It means a whole lot. So on the bright side, that's kind of it. On the downside, not the most ideal start to my first Encore session, but plenty more to come, and that's I'm going to be looking forward to grinding it out. So now I'll see you guys. I'm in the video. Peace.